Hello, my name is Kelly Doyle-Bailey, and I'm the Social Emotional Learning Specialist for the Maine Department of Education. I'm very excited to be invited to be part of your program today. And I just wanted to let you know that there's nothing more important than your mental health and your physical safety. So I hope you'll enjoy this small invitation, this moment for you to just breathe and to be present in your own self as you enjoy all of the presenters that you will be learning from today. So also part of my job with the Maine Department of Education is to teach mindfulness. And for those of you who are familiar with mindfulness, you know that this isn't some hokey thing. It is really just a practice, some tools that you can do to stay calm and cool, especially under stress. So mindfulness is not about clearing your mind or becoming a Buddhist or anything affiliated with religion. It really is just a practice to be right here, right now on purpose, to slow your day and to be present with who you are and what you're doing in a mindful moment. This is a great little drawing here of just, two entities going for a walk. You have a person who is mindful and a dog who is mindful. And as you can see, mindfulness is really about just being part of what's happening right in the moment, not clouding your mind up with a bunch of things, thoughts or memories or plans, just being curious, enjoying the sun and the trees, being present with where you're at. Here's what mindfulness isn't. It's not an absence of thought. It's not brainwashing. It's not a cult. It's not a religion, and it's not non-existence. You still are here, experiencing everything that you're experiencing, but really doing it from a present place, right here, right now, on purpose. Brain science tells us that almost half the time that we're awake, our minds are wandering. And I'm sure during the short time that I've been talking, you have noticed that your mind has also wandered. Research tells us out of Harvard University that 47% of the time that we're awake as human beings, we're engaging a thought, having a memory, or making a plan. It's a lot of busyness that's keeping us away from the possibility of engaging with other people or learning optimally. Sometimes these memories and plans and thoughts can be something that are enjoyable to you or bring you comfort, and you have a sense of peace and calm about them. And other times those memories, thoughts, or plans can be things that bring you stress, can make you worried or fearful even. And when that happens, the neurochemistry of our body and our brain shifts and changes. And when we're stressed, the neurochemistry is about survival. We know that teens are under immense stress, and stress can often lead to unhealthy behaviors, including drug and alcohol experimentation, which might lead to addiction and other mental health or serious health issues. When the body and the brain are stressed, there are only a few things that human beings can do. We call them the 3 F's: fight, flight, or freeze. As you can see in this drawing of this kind of brain character, the front is depicted where the eyes are, obviously, and this is your prefrontal cortex. This is your critical thinking brain. It's where all big new learning takes place. And in order to be fully engaged in your life, the critical thinking brain must be supported with healthy habits. And when your critical thinking brain is integrated, meaning the right and left hemisphere are supported together, you can listen and remember and engage and enjoy your life. But if your critical thinking brain is turned off because it's dulled by alcohol or substances, and the protecting brain, which sits right behind your thinking brain, called your amygdala, if that is activated, there will only be a few things that you can do: fight with your words or your body, run away, which is called flight, or freeze, which means you're just powerless to do anything. Dr. Dan Siegel is a clinical psychologist out at UCLA, and he talked about the hand-brain model, and he talks about it this way. This is a depiction of your brain. This part right here is your critical thinking brain. Remember, that's your executive function, helps you make responsible decisions. But if you get a little overwhelmed or a lot overwhelmed, a little afraid or a little scared, a little bit confused or embarrassed or ashamed, you really flip your lid, you lose your cool. The amygdala is the thing that activates. cortisol, norepinephrine, and adrenaline start flooding through your body. And it's not even anything maybe that you can control. And if you've had constant stress in your life, or if you're living in a situation where you are not supported well by people, grown-ups who are meant to support you and keep you safe, then you're always in this place of hypervigilance and might not even know it. So you might fly off the handle a little bit more, or you might be a person that wants to go see the nurse if you're at school, or you kind of disengage from your life. When we do that, we can be more susceptible to experimenting with drugs and alcohol, because that seemingly could make us feel better. But it actually really is just doing a lot of harm to our body and our brain, as you will learn from the speakers today. So remember that what we're going to do today, the invitation for a mindful moment, is to help calm the central nervous system, to help calm the brain through your just natural breathing pattern. Breathing is the number one non-pharmaceutical way to keep us calm and to help integrate our bodies. Stress is a key risk factor for teen substance abuse. And we know that highly stressed teens are more likely than low stress teens to become involved in substance abuse. You're 3 times more likely to have used marijuana, twice as likely to have used alcohol, and twice as likely to engage in using tobacco. Mindfulness is a way for you to become self-aware and to have some self-management skills to build your emotional intelligence. And when we really cultivate an attunement to our emotional intelligence, and we really pay attention to where hurt is happening, asking ourselves on purpose, how am I feeling right this minute? And where does that feeling live in our bodies? And then taking a moment to calm that down through a mindful breathing. It's a powerful tool. And the more that you practice it, the more that you become better able to handle your stress. And you recognize and realize when life stresses come upon you that you don't have to go to maladaptive sorts of things to help you cope. Mindfulness is a wonderful coping mechanism that can help you calm your own central nervous system, regardless of where you are. So this is an invitation to become unbusy right here, right now, for just a moment. Ask yourself in this moment in quiet, how do I feel, and where does that feeling live in my body? And allow yourself just a few seconds to become unbusy. Putting your phones away, letting your body rest. Noticing where, if you're holding stress, if you feel it in your shoulders or your neck or your stomach, maybe your hands are clenched, maybe your body is rigid and straight, holding lots of stress all over. Sometimes we feel it in our jaw. Just ask yourself, where am I feeling stress if I am? And where is that living in my body? And allow yourself just a moment to breathe on purpose. Breathing on purpose is something that we can do anywhere, anytime. Breathing in through your nose, holding for a second or two, and out through your mouth. Some people like to put their hand on their heart and one hand on their stomach. It's not a have to, just kind of helps you know that you're in that space of just a moment of quiet. If you notice that your mind is wandering, and it surely will always do that, you can name it and say thinking, or remembering, or planning. And each time you catch yourself during this mini little unbusy mindful moment, every time you catch yourself having a memory or thinking a thought or making a plan, anchor yourself back to your breath using a word like here, or calm, or now, or even breathing. While you're in this space, just going to do a grounding practice, quick body scan. So notice your toes, pushing them into the floor. Notice if they're in shoes or socks or bare feet, how the floor feels beneath your feet, and wiggle them for just a second. You might want to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Continuing to breathe slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth. Bring your awareness from your feet to your knees and from your knees to your hips. And then allow your body to sink into the chair or couch or floor, wherever you're sitting, and let your legs become long and heavy. Straighten your spine. And notice as you move your attention from your hips and your heavy legs, bring your attention to your stomach and notice the rise and fall of your stomach and your chest. With each in-breath, your stomach and your lungs expand. And each out-breath, they contract. Just sitting for a moment, legs are long, body is tall, noticing the rise and fall of your belly and chest. Move your awareness now from your belly to your heart center. Notice the beating of your own unique heart. A big part of mindful practices is to just offer a bit of gratitude for your life. Noticing the heart continues to beat without our awareness. Without us having to tell it to do so, it works with all other systems of the body. Bring your awareness from your heart center to your shoulders, releasing your hands and letting your arms become long, making a fist and then uncurling your fingers one finger at a time, noticing, still breathing, still anchoring the mind. Allow your arms to become heavy, just like your legs, and notice your shoulders. Let them drop just a bit. Notice your neck. Bring your awareness to your jaw. Let your mouth just become open a tiny bit so that there's a little space between the top teeth and the bottom teeth. And relax your tongue. Allow softening around your eyes and your forehead and your eyebrows. And give yourself permission to sit in this mindful, calm, grounded space just for a moment. There's no place to go and nothing to do. Continuing to breathe, you'll hear a soft tone. When you do hear the soft tone, the invitation is just for you to take a big breath, a cleansing breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth 3 times. Begin to blink your eyes and wiggle your toes. Roll your wrists, maybe stretch your arms. If you're sitting, stand, give yourself a big stretch. Allow your back to stretch. And then just for a moment, one more moment, ask yourself, how am I feeling right in this moment? And where do I feel that in my body? And please know that mindfulness and mindful practices, if you're new to this, is not something that's easy to do. I remember the first time I started practicing mindfulness, and I was in my 40s, about 10 years ago. And it felt very weird and uncomfortable because I always was in a space of busyness. We live with a lot of hustle and bustle, social media. Right now, our world has been under a great deal of stress with the global pandemic, a very unpredictable political climate, and all of the things that we're seeing on TV and the stressors of our daily life. Know that you can come back to a mindful moment if you felt like that was something that was good for you, anytime you want. I've put together a bunch of resources for you and for your mentors to have access to. There are tons of mindful apps, free apps that you can go on. And the Maine Department of Education has launched an SEL, social emotional learning curriculum, that is free to any student, any parent, any community partner, and any school who wants to access. You just need an email. You can go in, and there are grade level mindful practices and all kinds of other supports right at your fingertips. Hope you'll take advantage of it. And here are just some mindful guided meditations that I put together and are on our website, but these are the direct links. So I hope you each will know that the stresses that we have in our minds and our bodies will live in our minds and our bodies unless we become attuned to and cultivate a calming heart and a calming brain. We don't have to live in a place of frenetic or, crazy energy that winds us up. Every time we feel that, we can come back to a place of center. I hope that this has been a helpful guided practice for you. And if you're interested in more, you'll check out these websites and these activities and resources. May you each be well, safe, healthy, and happy. Thank you so much.